like chicken. A vegan likes chicken flavored things. And I'm not going to lie, some of these chickens out here looking pretty sweet the way they prepare it. I might have to get a taste of it since it's non-GMO. Who knows, right? But to each his own, whatever you want to do. I mean, if I eat chicken, it's not the worst thing in the world because there's people out here doing all kind of crazy things now, right? Wow. Jump in the chat room if you can. Sweetberry. Yes, yes. Keep it going. Yes, yes. Wow. I'm just really right now, I'm just so laid back and I feel real good. And like I told a number of people today, the way I feel, just let me know how the sound is, Sweetberry. If the sound is coming through loud and clear, I think I got everything set right. But today was the first day for me in the motherland. And I can really say in the last few decades that I woke up feeling so up. And everybody knows I'm a night bird. I mean, it doesn't take much for me to stay up night. And I guess since I, in my younger days, lived a life of decadence, that most of these activities that I indulged in, well, it was at nighttime. So, you know, the New York City in me, that's just the way it is. I mean, I love the nighttime. Anybody who knows me could tell. And it was only if the fun was over that I'd let myself go to sleep. But I'm one who loves to be up until daybreak. It was like daybreak is a thing for me. And I'm not one to tout my own horn or look to solicit love from anybody, but I will say it. 5:34 in the morning for me right now is 10:05, but 5:34 East Coast time in the United States, I'll become 59 years old. I feel like one of those kids with a little patch on, like in the kindergarten. My name is Lance, and I'm going to be 59 years old at 5:34 in the morning, but I'm not going to stay up and wait for it. I got to get my sleep. I might set my alarm at 5:33 to wake up and say, okay, bing, here it is, and go back to sleep. But as long as you keep yourself busy and active and have something that you're working hard toward, you don't worry about the chronological age. It's about the spirit. It's about you being able to still do what it is that you like to do that keeps you alive. There's a lot of us out here who don't have anything that stirs or juices. No, I'm not talking about a membership to YouPorn. I'm talking about something worthwhile. Empress Ella G, Amir Stuckey. Yes, goatee style. I'm glad you're here. I see 14 people are logged in the chat room. The program here won't always say, the numbers are always misleading. And even when we're on YouTube, like again, I'm going to say that the ban is over the 10th of April. It's always like every time I have a birthday, there's a ban. So I can't have a birthday party show. And Priscilla G had suggested that. And I said, nah, but I might do it and not do it to sit back and say it's my birthday. Just say nice things. Nah, I got to come out with something funny or gritty or whatever. And my schedule's going to change a little bit. So maybe we can start doing the morning shows again and these evening shows like this and something, but I want to keep everything in balance. I'm not going to kind of burn myself out because I have a lot of ideas that I want to bring to the table. And as you well know, that there's a lot of other things that I've been doing. And I'm in a good place. You know, I feel good about everything, but I can't really feel good knowing that my family and my friends are in danger. Now, I'm not a doomsayer. I have no land in Africa to sell you. That's not mine. I'm not trying to scare you from where you are. And I did go a little bit over the top where I said in the title, Blacks must flee America now. Like there's a bomb on the horizon or whatever, right? But more so than fleeing America, if you don't leave America, right? I'm not saying to come to Africa, but if you don't leave America, at least flee into the unity of us. See, I wouldn't have to make a title like this if we were unified. If we were unified all over the globe, could you imagine what a world it would be? But for some reason, we're addicted to the oppressor. We're addicted to the pink parasite. And it just seems like that's our downfall. We can't let them go. And they need us. They need us more than we need them. Matter of fact, we don't need them. Everything they have is from us. Even the inventions that they speak of in history class and in schools, and these schools of Sunkissed, how are you? Pay the price. What's going on? I got to keep my eyes open here, right? And I'm glad to see the chat room popping and working back. And I see you have a new photo there, Sunkissed. I'm gonna pull it in. I'll pull it up close for speculation later on. When you do shows like this all the time, you get to know people's their avatars and stuff. So that's what it's all about. And we're gonna have some fun. But yeah, if we were the strong network that we are supposed to be, because we all are as Black people, whether other folks want to admit it or not, or whether the coons want to admit it or not, we are a special people. And generally, we're humble to the point where we don't even state that. We even try to minimize these abilities that we have as to not hurt the others. But when they can hurt us, demean us, they have no problem doing it. And nothing comes before their status over us. In the minute that we speak about our condition collectively, it's a sin. It's something wrong. Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ella G. Yeah. Thank you. It'll be 5:34 in the morning East Coast time. So even though I'm going to hit 5:34 here in Accra in the morning, which is 10:10 for me, but it's got to be what, like 6:10 for you. It's still not there yet because I wasn't born here. I was born in America. So I got to wait until, what is it? 9:34. So I will be up. So I don't have to sit in the alarm clock like I was in the East Coast, whatever. But so I'll probably wake up before then. I'm going to make sure to wake up before the whole thing. And, when we get on YouTube, we will do some other things along those lines and everything. I don't want to say and not deliver, but we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, as long as it doesn't threaten the status and the pseudo status of white America and beyond, they're okay with it. As you notice, so many of us will say, well, we're making inroads. We're getting better. We have a TV show. We have a new star. Look, we had a Black president. What does that mean? If one person enjoys a certain status, what does that mean for the overall? And as far as I'm concerned, we're as strong as our weakest link. So when you see one of us who may be homeless, when you see one of us who may be illiterate, when you see one of us who may be a little off in their mental stability, which I think, and I'll clap for everybody, we're doing a good job, because the crap we have to go through, we all should be crazy now, shouldn't we? Right? We should all be nuts. How do we maintain our sanity with all the stuff that we have coming against us? And some people, there you go with the slavery stuff. Well, listen, damn it, it put you ahead. It gave you the lofty position that you're in now, generational, down the generations, because your great-great-grandfather was set up and your great-grandfather was set up just right off of the free labor and the holding down of us. It puts you in a position that you're still in now. If we're going to have a race, and say the race is in a car 100 miles long on a straightaway, and they put you 50 miles ahead of me, and when you win, I'm like half a mile behind you. So in essence, I'm faster than you, but I have the disadvantage of placement, and you have the advantage of that gain you were given, that head start that you were given. So don't push your chest out around me like something's wrong with me and nothing's right with, or something's right with you. It ain't gonna work that way. So being around these people, we can't go measure ourselves by their wicked scale. Something that hit me earlier today, like we measure ourselves according to them, our greatness, our potential, our accomplishments. Subconsciously, we're not independent. And I was always that person who, even though I've been on many plantations called jobs, I always thought outside of the box. How could I hustle more? And it wasn't just about money. spirit. What happened to that? I remember I was driving a dollar van. I'll never forget this morning. It was morning during the rush hours in South Ozone Park, Queens. We were going to come up through South Richmond Hill and go over to Jamaica. I was doing the Q9 route. And there was a young man that I knew that he was a good kid. He had to be about maybe 14, 15 years old. He was a pretty big kid for his size. And I knew his father really good, and I always looked out. But at first, I didn't know who it was. As we approached the bus stop, and I had 7 passengers in the vehicle, and it's mixed, you know, luck of the draw. It just happened to be black men in that van. And as we pulled up toward 109th Avenue and 135th Street, across 109th Avenue, on the left-hand side of the street, this young man had snatched this bag from this woman and started to run. And he made a mistake and knocked her down, but he had turned around, did a U-turn and ran back toward 109th, like he was going to hit toward the Van Wyck Expressway. So I took the van and I turned it down 109th. I was already full, but I wanted to get to that guy, right? So the beautiful thing, and this was one of those moments that I'll never forget, and I felt so proud, that there were some brothers who were dressed in a corporate fashion, who had a tie on, suit and everything. It was a construction guy. It was almost perfect to show the different manifestations of us. But as soon as I stopped, I don't know what I was going to do, but I was going to stop and I was going to run that guy down. But I didn't have it to beat him up. You know, I didn't realize it was the son of the guy, my friend that I knew that was living on my block. So all the black men, the door slid open and all of us ran down to that guy and held him. And we found out that he didn't really want to do that. That there was a guy standing off to the side who had a gun, who got a hold of him and said, listen, I'm going to kill you. You know, you're 14 years old. You know, a gun? Most 14-year-olds, hopefully, don't know what a gun looks like. Is this a mosquito trying to get me? Don't try to get me during the show, because I'll get you. Plus, I bought some mosquito repellent. They ain't going to get me. I got a thing for mosquitoes after that malaria. Not all of them are full of malaria, right? But let me take a sip of this almond milk. I got a thing for this almond milk. I don't know. It does it for me. Got to drink one of those before I go to sleep, and I sleep so good. So anyway, he was crying, and he really wanted to appeal to me because that was the face that he really knew. And it wasn't a lie, because I know that kid was a good kid. He doesn't rip around the streets and do something like that. So I assured the brothers, and they weren't going to beat him up because he was 14 years old. But we looked over to the side, and in the doorway, the dude started walking away real fast because he said, there he is, because he felt now confident that he had all of these men around him, and they weren't going to do nothing to him. And we realized that there was something more to it than meets the eye. Man, I hate that. I need something to go. I need a back scratch when I'm doing these shows, right? So they took off running after him. That dude ran around the corner. I didn't, because I stayed with him. And I walked him back over to bring the lady her bag, and I explained to her what exactly happened and what was going on, but I didn't see what went on. The guy took his gun and threw it into the Van Wyck Expressway. Like there's like a little hilly part. There was a service road there, and there's like the railing and, you know, a little hilly part there on a grade, and then there's a highway. So he threw it over there and he ran and he got away. He got away. So the police were eventually involved, but we left out of there, and everybody gave me their numbers and stuff like this. And if you want to make a statement or whatever, they followed up. They called me and everything. But he didn't get in any trouble. And I explained to that woman, you know, before, and I got her number, and I explained to her, listen, you know, I'm sorry that he knocked you down, but he knocked her down when he grabbed the bag and slipped and fell into her. And he was so happy that I was there, but if it was somebody else, he would have got it. Ooh. And when the brothers got out of the van, they didn't like have a look like we're going to beat him down, but because we didn't know the situation, right? That was there, but it was more like we're going to handle our business and men and investigate what this situation is like, right? In America, we don't seem to have that across the board anymore. We do have remnants of it here and there, but our black men I'm not complaining. I'm not putting you down. There are a lot, and I salute all of you who are doing the right thing. But there's a lot who are off, who wouldn't dare. They don't care. We don't have the unity. So if you got the balls to pick up and come to Africa, you're a different breed. And not always either. There's a whole lot of dysfunctional American Africans that come over and they don't have their life straightened up. So they bring the same hangups and idiosyncrasies over here. And again, it's not perfect here, but you got a better shot at carving out a life, you know? And again, when the numbers hit me, I'm turning 59 tomorrow. In 21 more years, I'm 80 years old. I'm not wasting no time. And I'm going to tell you, I promise, and I'm going to give the best content. There's other things I'll be getting into, but from this point on, I'm not playing. The comment section is going to be more entertaining because when trolls come in, I'm going to rip them apart. I'm going to channel the inner Paul Mooney. Trust me. You've known me enough. I'm not going to just become profane and just curse, but I'm going to let a few more words. I'm going to be more passionate. I'm not holding back. I'm like a woman who has a high sexual appetite and just passed through menopause. It's on and popping. She can't get pregnant. Let the good times roll. Come on, baby, let the good times roll. Boom, boom. I love that song, right? Oh, Midnight Green came through. Oh, wow. See, I got to scroll. I haven't been looking. All right. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's on the other chat room. I'm not even looking at it over there. You put this, I got this thing so close. I'm going to nod my head down. Sharice Thomas, how are you? And thanks for forwarding all those good stories. I think there's one you forwarded me that I didn't get a chance to look at. Karen Levy, na. And yes, we're all here. We're all hanging out here. Let me go back to, because I just created this banner like 20 minutes before the show started. Something different. Empress Ella G knows who I kind of copied off of. My live show mentor, Star from the Star Report. You know, he got on me about a lot of things, the things I need to change. You know what I mean? And he gives me all those decades of Hall of Fame advice. So he's pretty much the Yoda, the guru, who tells me things. And, you know, I listen to it. I always listen to sound advice. But, you know, back to what I was saying, I was kind of all over the place. Like, the planet is ours. Why is it that we not acknowledge that and know this? Why is it that when we travel, we only go certain places? Even if you go to countries that have a lot of other races in it, this is your planet. You need to know, taste, feel, touch, and see what it's all about. These boundaries are man-made. You know, like I said, there was a Ghanaian and a Nigerian in my presence. And we were speaking a lot about the differences because just like, you know, Puerto Ricans may not favor Dominicans, not that they hate them, but if you call a Puerto Rican a Dominican, you're going to get straightened out, you know, and there's other nationalities that get down the same way. I mean, if you ask a Jamaican or ask if he's from Trinidad, he's like, no, he's going to straighten you out. He wants to let you know I'm from Jamaica. So there's nothing wrong with the nationalistic pride, but it just can't go there because that will trap us, you know, especially when people, no, I'm Jamaican, but you black, you still an African for those who are. Our unity has to go beyond the national trappings that we have against each other. And there'll be people who are like, why should we flee America? Because this is my land. No, the planet is yours. You're talking about being indigenous? You're indigenous to the planet. The planet is the motherland. The planet is Africa. The whole planet is Africa. Alkebulan, to be more exact. Why do we limit ourselves? Why do we go against each other to the delight of the oppressor? I've been up from early this morning, so I'm slipping a little bit, right? And I love being at this level of fatigue at this particular time because I go to sleep and I get up real early. And I'm looking forward to another free day of progress. You know, I'm taking off tomorrow too. I'll probably do a rooftop. I was supposed to do it today, But I said, man, let me straighten out certain things. And I'm really going to bite into some work to amplify again the platform. But we need to really step back and take a look at how we feel about each other, how we feel about ourselves, what we know about our status in the world that we have not been taught. And we need to reach out. Why can't we, like back in the day when they had pen pals, why can't we reach out to someone in another country and get to know them? Why is it that now you can't trust everybody? Trust has to be earned, understood. But why can't we have a system set up amongst each other like an Airbnb system where we can open our homes to each other? That's a long shot, I understand, because you got to have background checks, you got to get to know whatever, but it can happen. I mean, there are people that I know very well. Of course, my home is open to them. They might return the favor to me if they can. But why can't we advance ourselves to know that we have family, whether they're DNA sharers or not, in other countries? That at least, even if they don't stay with you, and they went and got to a hotel or an Airbnb, that you're there to show them around. Maybe you have a car and you're not going to let them just drive, maybe. Maybe you will, I don't know. But you say, you know what, for the time you're here, between these particular times, I'm going to show you around. So now you can travel lighter. It's just like back in 1987, when I first went to Jamaica. I went there, you know, under the blessings of my father. I don't know what I was doing, but he was like, man, you need to take a little vacation. And so there's a story behind that, you know, because my uncle had passed away and left some money, and it was a substantial amount. So he's like, go out there and have a good time, you know. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is I went down with my old girlfriend, who is a former Miss Jamaica in 1981, but the bodybuilding version, right? So it's not the one with the pageant, it's the one that was bodybuilding. And I won't say a full name, but maybe you can Google it, maybe you can't. I don't know. I don't think there's much information. She passed away September 11th will make 5 years. And I didn't have to worry. I was like, she knows the whole island. She was very popular down there. So I traveled light. You didn't see me like a tourist. Look at this map and street, you know, no. Because that takes so much of your enjoyment out of it when you know you're with somebody. So why can't we be tour guides for each other? Why can't we tell each other the deal about certain things? Why can't we have bank accounts in different countries, right? You know, things are going to drop. We know that. This system is going to drop as it is. All I'm saying is that why can't we expand ourselves like others expand themselves and think beyond? Why do Black people have to bring 14 suitcases of clothes when they travel? If you go into a warm climate, bring a t-shirt that you're wearing and one in your bag. Bring your sneakers. You can buy stuff there. Mrs. Scurv worked in the hospitality industry for 34 years of her life. She's got the shortest resume. Had other jobs, little supplementary things, other jobs, but that main one, 34 years. And she said that when guests would come, lots of times when they leave, they left a lot of clothes. Because in light stuff, you travel to Orlando from the UK and it's summertime and hot. Why are you bringing all these clothes? And half of them you're not going to wear. Travel light. Get to know people. Throw that knapsack on and explore. Come to another country in Al-Kebulan, in Africa. Explore it. Y'all come here. Like, I've been kind of a hermit for my own reasons to get my own stuff done. And I've been quite disappointed at many of the petty entities that are out here that should come together in the right way. I'm just going to say it. I really don't care. You know what I mean? And Priscilla LG said, that's a very long shot. I know what you're talking about too, inviting people in your home. All of a sudden you hear your kitchen knives and you're like, what the hell's going on? And a knock on your bedroom door. Boom! That's all she wrote. But what I'm saying is that to extend ourselves a little bit beyond until trust, or like if you know somebody real good, like some of you here know me real good and I know you real good. You say, Lance, you know, could you recommend someone, whatever, you know, or can you trust this person? I'll be like, listen, You can trust them maybe up to 50% of the way, but I don't really know the rest of this. This is what I can vouch for. What you know, what you know, what you know. 6 degrees of separation. Hookups, the real kind of hookups, not to get over on anybody, but where we aid each other in whatever we need. Any information you need about over here, I'll find out for you. I'll go to the place. I'll find out. You don't have to search something and get cold information or call and the phone never gets picked up. I will go there. If I have the time on that particular day, whatever, you want to know something, you're really serious about coming out here, I'll find the information out for you. No problem with that. Because I need to explore. I haven't done much because of other things that I'm doing. But that time soon is coming, and I'm going to really explore a whole lot more. There's a lot here, but I've been on my one track, so much. And we got to expand. America is not it. It's a pressure cooker. It's a microwave. It's a trap. Look what they're doing. And we were speaking the other day about how they're trying to give chickens this vaccine because of the outbreak of this virus that they're catching. Well, you know what's going to be inside of that. And black folks love their KFC. They'll just be eating. I mean, I can see it now. Let me get 2 breasts, 2 thighs, and 2 wings. Let me get some barbecue sauce, some hot sauce, and some salt, and give me an extra side of that COVID juice, that COVID sauce. So the COVID sauce, it tastes good. Don't forget that Popeye's experiment with the chicken sandwich, folks are going crazy over. They came out, a year or a year and a half before COVID came out? They're doing all kind of experiments on us. And now they want to put this stuff in the water. They might be spraying it. Why is it important for us to get this thing inside of us? What is it going to do? Some, it knocks them out right away. Others, it gives them all kind of nervous issues and issues with their body. But I suspect the overall thing is that it's going to make us where we can't have children. It may not show up on us. We have little side effects and stuff, but that next generation or children that we have, like maybe we're past the childbearing age, right? And it ain't going to get them, but it's going to get somebody eventually. Because if it's your child, your son, your daughter, and they're 25 years old, maybe their child will come out where they cannot have kids. Population control, getting rid of us. They do everything in our face, but they say, okay, we'll be cool, because anything they do, it always comes around to us. It's always some implication. There's always some thing that gets attached to us where we get the worst end of the stick. So it can happen anywhere globally, but all I say is that get out of America. There's nowhere to hide. It's wired. It's wired up like China. China got so many security cameras and things to track your iPhone and your smartphones, you can't get away. The only way one day, like I said, one day I'm going to have to get rid of this. One day I'm going to have to say, listen, y'all, it's going to be a little harder to get to me, but you can get to me. But I got to get rid of this, because this is low jacking your ass. This is tagging you. And anybody can look up and just see where you are. And you just enjoying your phone, distracted, listening to music, watching shows on it and everything, calling your friends. It's a nice piece of thing to have. Imagine I had this when I was like 11 or 12 years old. Whoa. I would have probably stayed a nerd, because I'll be sitting here researching stuff, and wonderful thing, but the technology is used against us. And this is a long-term plan. So our minds are trapped. Like I say, everybody should every now and then go on their computer or on their phone and look at the history of things you look at and see what's quality and see what's trash and see what's something that really is taking you off the mark in your mind, because it's all about your mind. And we're greatly distracted. Like I say, you get your tax return money, look to invest in some land out here where you can grow your food. Look, we go through this all the time. You got to grow your food. You have to store things in your house. You have to build a mini fortress or something larger or whatever you can afford, but don't stretch yourself too much. Money does still stretch when you spend smart out here. And some things that we don't have in abundance, they have in abundance out here, and vice versa. But for those little vices that you have to work on yourself to let those things go. The more you can detach yourself from this engineered world, is a stronger and more vibrant life that you will live. Because I'm very disappointed, honestly. Going back to when I was younger, in my late teens and early 20s. And I'm like, okay, I'm in this age right now. I'm still having a little fun, but I did not look forward to a world like this. This world that we're in right now, the time. And I was speaking to another friend of mine the other night, and I told her, I said, it's like when you're breathing, if you ever climbed a mountain, right? And I did 11 mountains out of the 49 in the Adirondacks, the Adirondack Mountains up in upstate New York near Canada. When I was in camp up there, 2 summers, 74 and 75, I hiked 11 of them. And the 49 mountains, those chosen 49 mountains, because they have, elevations that are not that high, but there are 49 mountains in the Adirondacks that are over a mile high. And some of them have trails that you're walking like for a long time and you're going up real slow because the mountain is spread out. You have some that a little more steep and there's no trail going straight up, but it kind of goes this way and zigzags its way up. But on all of the mountains that I hiked, I know some of them. I know a few of the names. I don't remember all of them, but I know one was Algonquin. I think Algonquin was the tallest elevation in New York State. There was Algonquin, Goethals Mountain. Goethals had a side that you can walk up, but there's another side that was very steep that had a cable that not like something, but it was at an angle that you can walk on, but it wasn't safe because if you tripped on that side of the mountain, you're going to slide down because the glaciers had carved out that inside part of it, and it was just rock, smooth rock. So you're walking, but you'd have to hold on to this thing. Goethals, Algonquin, Cascade. I think Cascade was one of them. I'd have to see a list. I'm going to look at it later on and get that list because I don't remember the other 8 that I was on. But one thing that I really remembered about that was when you're down ground level, you can breathe easy. All the trees are grown up. This is summertime, this is up near Canada. So the summer is like a little shorter than down more in the south of the United States. So as you go up on these mountains, you'll notice that the greenery, the trees, the bushes, the oxygen is less, so there's less of them that grow really big, right? And the closer you get to the top of that mountain, because every highest point of that of that elevation had like a medallion, and it said the amount of feet off of the ground, 5,000, so and so, whatever, the name of the mountain, New York State Department, whatever it was. And to say you officially hiked that mountain, you had to come to the top and put your foot on that seal. And now you officially hiked that mountain. But the higher up you got, you notice that even if you don't turn around, and again, it's not like you're climbing like this, you're walking up normal. As you go higher, guess what? If you're not used to it, you start breathing heavy. And it's scary because it's like you can't ever catch your breath. And I'm not asthmatic, but it was like I was one. And this was back in 1974. I was 11 years old. When I went up there, I was 110 pounds, right? When I was 11 years old. When I came back from the camp after hiking and working with these horses, and you had duties and chores you had to do. And they had, I think, like 49 horses. It's a big camp, right? And so every week you had to change chores, and you had a choice of what you wanted unless it was taken up. So, you had things you had to do. So I came back 85 pounds. I was only 110 pounds. And when I came back, because the shift in food, I ate good, healthy at home, but it was like fruits, cereal in the morning time. You'd have lean cuts of meat, but not much. Vegetables, potatoes, whatever. It was like I was in prison, not the camp per se, but you're offered this food and you were so hungry from being in the sun all day. And you had the pleasurable activities where you're hiking mountains. Like tomorrow we have a trip going up to Algonquin, be here, 6 a.m. in the morning, the van will be here and we're going to go and let's just see by the morning how many people we have. So it was so much that I didn't realize it. So when I came back, my face, even at that young age, was so slim and trim. My clothes, I got some pictures that I have to find. I had a pair of jeans on, and it was before the time up there was 7 weeks. It was like a 7-week fight camp because you had to walk from here way over there. All I'm saying, to tie it back in to the title, which I'm going off in something different, you shouldn't be afraid of new experiences, and you shouldn't be afraid to bring your children to see something different. Just travel. Come and see what it's like. And you as an adult, look at the possibilities. You know, when you're closer to a big city like Accra, the land around it is going to be expensive. But the further out you go, and there's a lot of miles out here, miles and miles and miles and miles, until certain parts start looking like the National Geographic. You're in the van just chilling, and you're like, hey, them two ladies over there, they walk on the street, they had no shirt on. You wake your eyes up. Even if it's not a lust thing, it's like, you know, you say, hey, how are you? Good morning. You know, you're from America. How are you doing? And you're looking them in the eye and you're like, trying not to, you know, and they know. Don't do that. Got milk? On that note, let me take a little sip of milk. Almond milk, all right? Not no dairy business. You know, so it's a thing where if your mind is trapped and you block your children from seeing different things, then guess what? They're going to be limited. They're not going to see as much as they need to see, you know? And that's sad, because when it's like that, that cage that you're in mentally gets smaller and smaller if you don't seek to go against it. I remember being in that same camp. And again, what was the guy's name that was in my lean-to? It was Brian Bronfman, okay? And, oh, wait, let me just tell her. Hey, sweetie, how are you? Hello? Hello? No, I'm doing a live show right now. I'm doing a live show right now. No, it's okay. It's okay. No, nobody can hear you. It's not like, you know. No, but afterward, I'm going to give you a call because we're supposed to talk. Okay? Yeah. So when I'm done, it'll be soon. All right? Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. They were like, what kind of live show is this? He's answering calls and, you know, all that stuff, whatever. I'm relaxed. Just hope this camera doesn't drop and fall down because, you know, to pull this t-shirt down. I ain't trying to get that much press. But we got to expand our minds and understand we have unlimited potential, unlimited possibilities, but our minds are trapped. And as long as we, you know, don't flee the trappings of America. If you don't want to leave America, I can't make you, but I would think that it would be a good idea to invest in other places. If you're looking to buy a home or do a retirement home, why does it have to be where everybody else goes? But we have to flee the trappings of a limited mind. We have to flee the trappings of a lack of unity. We could be so powerful even in America. Let's even forget the motherland. I'm not saying forget it. Just think about what's holding us back from having more banks that we run, more grocery stores, more lawyers that look out for us, right? What's holding that back? Why can't we have a set of lawyers that look out for us, and we have a donation bank from people who don't have children and they're getting up in years and they want to donate a part of their fortune, a good part of it, all of it, to something like that. You see, we got to know how to use over our resources. It's just like if Mr. Scurv is in the garden and we're eating here and we throw stuff away, you know, we bring that stuff up and use it as compost to put at the root of the plants and enrich the soil. There should be no waste in our community. We should be doing business with those in the motherland. The Chinese are doing it. The Lebanese are doing it. The Turkish are doing it. folks from the UK, everywhere, they know that this is the final frontier on the entire planet. If you don't get your feet here or invest in this, doesn't mean you have to go and buy, I want to buy 100 acres. It doesn't mean that. But even if you just got 1 acre and you have children coming up or grandchildren coming up, and they ain't thinking about that. But when they get older, if they're still in America, and they say, listen, Grandma, why couldn't you have just purchased that? You could have got that 1/4 acre for $2,000. And now it's $250,000. I found out that there was a couple who purchased some land up where we invested, and it was a little further out. And I think they purchased like hundreds of acres, because you know how much a whole acre went for? You wouldn't believe it. This was back 30 years ago, but this was further out. And it's still further out, but it's not as further out as it used to be, because from the core of the city, people have been building going out. So back then, it was straight wilderness, but they had foresight that they purchased an acre, hundreds of them, for $30. For $30 an acre, 30 US dollars. But see, folks over here getting wise. They know the good deals that folks are getting, and they're getting hit. And the prices are going up. So to get a good deal, the longer you wait, the longer, the more you're going to have to pay in that particular area. You're going to have to go further out. And the way time flies, where I'm determined to make these times the sweetest time of my life. Oh, I miss my friends face to face in America. I miss a lot about America, but not America, the system, but the people and the memories and the energies that comprise that. But I've accepted a long time ago that I will focus on those who I love there. But I'm not going to sit there and just imagine that it's going to go back to normal one day. It's going to go back to normal. That is not, like I always say, it's better to initiate change than let change initiate you. It's just like that guy that gets arrested that doesn't have a lawyer. One will be assigned to you. You don't want that public defender. Those guys are goofy anyway. You want your own lawyer, right? You want your own reality. You want to land on your feet the way you want to land on your feet. I feel really good. Had a few obstacles, disappointments in my journey here. But I feel good because now I know, like the person who has 3 or 4 dogs in the backyard, I know where the doo-doo is, so I'm not stepping there. I avoid the doo-doo. I don't deal with the doo-doo. You know what I mean? I know where it is, and I know how to navigate. In a boxing match, some guys are so tough and they want to show how tough they are and get hit. No, I lean back a little bit and let the blow go past my face, because I'm thinking longevity. And you'll be much more appreciated here. And you'll see yourself more as a global citizen here. And you'll get out of many of the ways that you possibly have that you wanted to banish. And you'll get a chance to rediscover yourself. But I will say this, though. Don't have any dreams of you just pop up and that's it. While we're in the system, you're going to have some type of sustenance on a financial level, whether it's a pension or something, or you have a big lump sum, you're going to start a business, and you better be smart about it, because it doesn't mean that, so you go take a few years if you have to. I don't think we have that long with certain things, but just travel a little bit, invest in that, and travel. Transportation is easy out here, and just really put yourself in a different mindset, because we can fall victim to what we call our normalcy. Okay. I know people that if I go to their house right now that are pack rats, on that dining room table, it's going to be the same stuff. In that china closet, it's going to be jammed up. You still got the china and the glasses and dishes, but it's going to be jammed up with stuff. Go in their basement. Oh, you don't want to go down there. You don't know what's growing down there. You don't know what's living down there. Their garage, whatever. And they become trapped for their lack of ability to clear away the old. I'm always throwing out garbage every single day. It doesn't sit where I am, wherever I am. Mrs. Scurv is worse. The way she keeps things clean. So you have to be able to turn over new soil when you take a loss in life, which it may not be a loss. It's just a wake-up call to do better or to think a different way. A fighter who gets knocked down, well, they say take the count for a little bit unless if you're really hurt, but you get right back up. And you got to know that you're in a fight. You're going to get hit. You might get knocked down, but you keep on getting up. You go through a bad breakup. You lose your job. And that's maybe not the time to go traveling unless you have so much money set to the side. But turn every disadvantage to an advantage. Every disadvantage, what appears to be a disadvantage in life, really has a silver lining in it. I know that for a fact because I should be crazy right now with all the things I've been through. And a lot of the things I've been through, I'm accountable for. I made decisions and ended up in some bad spaces in my life. And even if it wasn't, I could have made a difference, right? Accountability. That's really what it's all about. And taking stock and knowing that, well, this may look bad now, but this is a setup for another victory. And that's why I've always reinvented myself, always reinvented my mindset, and never walked away from the possibilities. Look, I might not be in Ghana all my life. I'll settle here for a time. But once I'm super settled, I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to travel to some countries that folks say, why you want to go there? Why you want to go to Singapore, Lance? Because I want to go. There could be something in Ghana that I can leverage to be very lucrative for me because, you see, we got to stop thinking that America is the center of the world, number one. It's funny looking at billboards, cheap flights to Dubai, fly to India, countries that you don't really consider. But since I'm closer to them over here, you see these billboards and then you begin to understand, like, wait a second. These folks are operating. They don't have anything to do with America. What's up with that? It changes your thinking. So when I think of America now, I have my own thoughts and different things. I know right now they say they're powerful, but they're in so much debt. Go figure. But they're on a slippery slope. And there's so many wonderful places out here in the world to live. There are places that if you're in a certain area of expertise, you can go there and get a job. Like our sister, Lazia, 75. She lived in Germany for a number of years doing her own business there and learned a lot about the culture. And she decided to come down to Ghana. I know she's traveled other places, but she's from the States. You don't have to just stay right there. Now, if you have a parent that you're taking care of or some children that are young or, somebody has a health problem or whatever, fine. At least travel and see it. We buy these big rims on our cars. We buy these, or we get these weaves and get them redone over. And how much hundreds of dollars that you spend in that year, you could have had something that would have stayed in your head for the rest of your life, as opposed to on your head for a couple of weeks before you start. Oh, funky weave. It's hanging to the side and it's stuck. You try to push it down, it goes right back up. What do you got? Spoilers like with a car, makes you run faster, more aerodynamic. We have all the energy in the world within ourselves. If we cultivate it, restore it, stop letting it drain out through other activities that are not conducive to our success. If you don't know what you're going to do, if you don't know what you want to do, don't do anything at all. Sit there and force yourself to think. Like I have my to-do list, front and back. All little pieces of paper. I got all kind of pieces of paper around here. Well, I got them over there. Miss Scurv know that. Don't throw out the pieces of paper because I got something written on there. put them to the side, put them in a pile, put them in a bag, and I'll go through them. And I feel really successful today to get my email list up right. Thank you for the combination, right? I'm thinking about boxing now. The confirmation, Sweet Berry, when you said, yeah, it's working, right? But that's what it's all about. But never destroy the possibilities. But we must flee the mentality of America. We must flee the twisted culture of America. And it's the punchline. People are going to get mad at the beginning. Hey, man, I don't got to go. Look, you don't have to. But get rid of the trappings. If you don't even come to Africa, right? Go to another country where it's predominantly Black. Places in South America that have held on to African culture much better than those in the Caribbean and much better than those in America. Directly, you will see it, right? And they don't let us know how many or how much the population is Black. You see a billboard for Brazil, and you usually see a European-looking woman without a European-looking body. It's a little more fuller. Wet T-shirt, something tight. They're always known for the butts and everything. But they don't let us know how many of us are there and how we're the majority. They always do that. They're doing it everywhere. Major cities in America, places in the world. And they're feeding these populations with people, Caucasians from other parts of the world, to boost up those numbers while they let us go to hell. Putting the drugs in the neighborhood. We don't have much opportunities and jobs. So we get locked up like tag pigeons. So we can't do things. Oh, you got a felony? You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't. Even if you serve your time, you're stuck. The frustration that comes with not being able to do as a man. And the only sense of power, like I said, many of us have, is grabbing our hands between our legs and using it unprotected, making more babies that are not planned. It's just circumstantial, and passing diseases on. It always ends up that no matter where we as people in the rat race, running the rat race in the maze, every turn we make leaves us in a dead-end situation. It's like a twisted maze that really has no escape. There really has no way to get out. But it has all these ways to keep you in, and you never get out. And a lot of people don't think about, well, there's no door here. You know what? Me, I'm the kind of person, I'm like, yo, give me that ladder over there. Give me that, like there's a ladder in the maze, right? I'm climbing out the top. And even though I don't know what's on the other side of the wall, it's got to be better than this. And I'm so glad I made this move. It may not be for everybody. But when I used to drive the bus, even when I was in corrections, I was like, this is not going to last long for me. I am not leaving out of here, leaving on this earth in this situation where I'm going to work and I got to pay this mortgage for the next 10, 12 years, whatever. By the time I pay it, I'll be 70 something. Found out about somebody who retired the last year's 2021. I'm still iffy on those dates until you get down into the year. But okay. Somebody sent me a message here. Where is it? Okay. Got to read this one. Wow. Thanks for the compliment. We're going to talk about that. Yeah. But the thing is, where was I? Okay, here we go. Okay, I got to turn this sound down. This is distracting. I spent so many hours sitting by this desk and doing work. Camera's not on, but I'm just down in the work, quiet. As much as I talk, it's 5 times more quiet time and focus. So I'm very relaxed here, But I'm going to wrap this up a little bit more. This is kind of laid back today, but I will be amped up on some other ones, and hopefully don't hold me to it. But maybe next week we can start some morning shows. Maybe we'll do 3-4 mornings a week. There might be that one morning that whatever, but definitely as time goes by and I get this schedule together with what I'm doing, I can do that. And once I get to this point, there's something I have to do this weekend, and once I do it and it's done and I set up something else, we can start doing them again. But there will be those mornings where it's like 3-4 mornings, 1 or 2 mornings after week, usually one, that I won't be able to do it, that I have to be up and out regardless. So we're coming back on the 10th to YouTube, and I'm going to actually play it safe on YouTube, not because I'm scared of them, but I want to get a hold of as many people as I possibly can and come with some good, strong shows. There are more guests that want to get on, and I'm going to make sure that we gain the momentum, which I never lost it, but it slowed down a little bit, and just keep coming, steamroll, as I still get into the other things, but keep a balance where I don't wreck myself up as far as my sleep is concerned. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. Progress. And sometimes progress doesn't come in a measured way. Like, okay, if I keep doing this every day, by this time I'm going to be there. Progress ebbs and flows. You just have to always press. Press when it's slow. Press when it's moving the way you want. When it's moving the way you want, don't trust it. Don't lay back and say, it's moving the way I want. No. That season might be or might not come around for another 2 or 3 years, right? Study, learn your craft, grow, speak to people, expand your mind, and do not live in fear. That's the one thing. There's so many reasons to have fear. Don't tempt fate, but don't live in fear. Be smart about what you want to do. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. And I know there's a lot of things I didn't cover. I always talk about stuff like this. Trust me, all my shows basically have stuff like this going on. And I'm going to record some rants. I know you all like the rants we've been doing, but just don't forget to always go to Lancescurv.com when you don't see me on YouTube. Folks like, I didn't see you on YouTube. I didn't know where to go. I'm like, oh man, I've been saying this all the time. You're not getting it yet? But I'm going to wrap this up and play a little music, and we'll be back tomorrow night for sure. Last night, I was so tired, and I said, let me sacrifice and sleep and get up. And that's why I pushed the date of this show back. So always stay tuned to the site. The site will never lie to you. It'll always be something that will inform you on what we're doing next. I'm going to make a new page of show schedules. And one reason why when I put the new podcast up, which it's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I hate to put the title like a day before, because something may come in the news that I'm going to have to change the title. More work, and it's misleading. So I kind of just leave it like the Lancescurv Show podcast episode so-and-so. Here's the date. And then not the last minute, but I change the graphics, put a banner, whatever. That's what I'll be doing, and that's how I'll be doing it. So it will always be something, good, but I leave it open for something current events that we have to talk about, right? So there's a lot of things coming now when we come back. We're going to go deep in some topics, and we're not going to hold back. Big topic that many people who don't even know each other have been asking about. They're like, Lance, we need you to do a show on porn. I will. Maybe tomorrow, but definitely next week sometime. And it's not going to be the usual facts that it hits the pleasure center of the brain and so on and so. I'm going to go deep in what I've learned and seen and experienced and what it does. So that's going to be an adult show. I'm not going to use gynecological terms to be politically correct. I will say dick. I will say pussy. I will say asshole. I will say yes. I will say these things, right? But know that, come on, y'all. This is the other thing I want to say, right? Everybody knows that, I'm going to say it this way, that I am an upstanding, decent member of society in the community. You'd love to live next door to me. Not if you're a gossip, because I ain't going to talk to you. I've banished you for life. You should have went somewhere else. You ain't getting over like that. But anyway, we all know this. But in tackling some of these topics, it's not always going to be where I'm going to be the prim and proper church boy, mannerable and, yes, sir, no, sir. So let me know how you feel about me opening up a bit more, not just to be lewd or just to be whatever, but certain topics we have to go in on. I can't worry about folks saying, oh, I lost faith in him. He's he's doing this for hits. Or no, but I'll do just enough to bring the point home. And I will have to say some words. I will speak about situations. And what I'll do, I'll put the adult, mature audience only tab on the actual banner as I'm doing the show and even before the show. And I'll announce it that it's a mature show, right? Folks are going to be like, I love this anyway. There's a whole lot of freaky church ladies out here who love them shows. So don't front, okay? I know you're out there. You like it, right? And there'll just be a full range of things. But right now, after this band or during this band that I'm still on, that I don't want to be held back anymore. These bands, okay, I can come on Lancescurv.com and talk whatever I want to talk. I'll still push it a little bit, but I know the boundaries. I know where the doo-doo is in the backyard to not have to step there. But I want to be free. I want to come out of the closet as being Lance. Yes, I'm a flaming heterosexual. Don't get that wrong, right? But I can use that term too. But I don't want to really let this thing limit me, that I'm going to stay a certain way in my communications, just not to give you the impression that I'm some other kind of guy. I'm going to talk some trash. I'm going to be entertaining. I'm going to be selectively sarcastic sometime. We're going to have people calling again. They're going to disagree. It's okay, but they're going to insult me. I'm going to get them back. We're going to make this the same way that we always had it, but it's going to be more entertaining, and you're going to feel like you're hanging out with me. We're going to just, whatever comes, it comes. I'm going to be a comedian too sometime. Whatever it takes, we're going to flow on so many. We're going to just go on all pistons firing. Pedal to the metal. Let's live. Let's be free. Let your hair down. Even me, I'm going to let my hair down. Right? And be ourselves. You know how I stand as a human being. I trust that you know that. And if the new people come around and say anything, let them know I'm not a bad guy. I'm not some lewd guy. I'm not some disrespectful guy. But we're going to spice this particular platform up. So on that note, I'm going to slide on out of here. Where's my phone? My phone. My phone's right here. Where's this song? For some reason, I've been getting into this one song a whole lot. But, we're going to do our thing. But anyway, much love. Salute to my brothers. Mwah. Much love to my sisters. I'm going to do a rooftop tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the one reason why we have to hold true to the times is that, consistent to say, I know Lance is having a show at 6 p.m. Whether you can't watch it or not, it's going to be there. And if there's any other thing going on, I will email everybody. And again, more important, I had a certain amount of email subscribers, okay? I changed over my system, right? You can go on Lancescurv.com, and I know what it looks like, but I'm getting brain farts right now. Sweet the way to place things a certain way. I might have to. I heard my own voice, right? When you go to Lancescurv.com, I'm too lazy to share the screen, right? You see the header, Lancescurv, bold, raw, and uncut. A couple of little words there, home, about, live chat, artwork. But below that, there's a scrolly thing, scrolling the latest news from different sources. Now, right below that, to the left side and to the right side, and when you're watching it, to the left side, and this is the final one. I'm happy with the way things are. It says on the left side, right under the header, subscribe to our email list. Subscribe to our email list. If you're already subscribed, try to subscribe again. Reason being that when I imported all of my subscribers from where it was to the new platform that behind the scenes that operates the same exact way, it was an older list that only had, it was 100 less than what I have now. So a lot of the recent subscribers, I can't find them, right? I'm just going to ask you, if you recently subscribed within the last 2-3 months or even 6 months, make sure to resubscribe again. If you're in there, it'll say you're already subscribed, or, this email is already taken. You're good. If not, just go follow through. All you have to do is put your name, whatever name you want to use, your email address, boom, hit subscribe. So that way, as I have the shows, I can shoot out an email where everybody receives the email for the show. That even when I'm back on YouTube, we don't have to wait on YouTube, because YouTube only gives out, with over 100,000 subscribers, way over, right? I'm not going to say the exact number. happens to be growing too. I'm freaking out. I'm on a ban. I can't make videos on YouTube, but the subscribers are going up. I'm like, they're playing games with me. So that being said, on the right side, there's a login and register here button. You can log in to the site and see more things, or if you're not logged in, register. The email on the left is different from the login register on the right. We want you to do both. And once you do both, you don't have to do anything else. I guarantee it, because I'm always changing things and asking you to do things. That's finalized. That's it. I found the perfect programs behind the scenes and under the hood to work the site. And it takes a lot of work too. I spent all morning this morning from 6:30 when I woke up to about 12, 1 o'clock when I left the house, whatever time that was, just for one simple thing. Actually, two, but I didn't work on the other one yet. My friend hooked it up for me. I'm too tired to get into that. I'm going to peek on it because I'm going to import all my videos to a gallery on the site that it looks dope, right? And it won't be YouTube videos. It'll be all the uploads to the other program. So I'm just sharing with you some of the work that I do on it, and I want to keep it up. And it's just always going to be a good thing. And we're going to go back to having some fun now. We're going to have some fun. Wait a second. What's this about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Oh, it's an old interview. I'm telling you, I had to cut this down because bing, 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 bing. It's crazy, but I love it. I'm in the swing of things. So anyway, what else do I have to say? That's about it. I'm going to keep you updated on everything, and maybe a little boring sometime, but just to know the direction we're going into. But you have to be registered, and you have to be part of that email list. And like I said, YouTube, out of over 100,000 subscribers, when I look at my analytics when I was on YouTube, how many people came here via notification? 15 people. Come on. That's a straight shadow ban. They don't want you to have anything in this world or any influence, but we're independent, and I need you just to sign up, share it with people, suggest to me topics that you want to speak on. I don't care what it is. Tomorrow or during the week, we're going to talk about porn. I'm not going to be nasty just to be nasty, but it's a thing where we have to talk real instead of this thing in whispers and being in denial. You know, I'm going to talk about the fetishes. I'm going to talk about how certain things are amplified. You know, how we get unrealistic expectations when we watch porn and we think that, you know, it's hard to live that even though it's not the real thing, because that's not a true manifestation of what things are between a man and a woman anyway. It's a physical thing that's shallow. These people who are acting, a lot of them are juiced up and high as a kite. They're shooting them all afternoon. So you think as a man, you got to be up in it for 2 and 3 hours. It don't work that way. If you're up in it for 2 or 3 hours, it must not be good. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me get out of here, y'all. And we're going to do this every day, even through the weekend. Sometimes I take a break, but I'm going to do this 7 days a week, at least an hour and change on this particular show. So anyway, much love to you all. Take care. Lancescurv out. On to the next one.
I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Oh yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Can't be a real, might get you canceled. The whole system need to dismantle. Coppers treated like the utmost wanted. Trying to rule the block, but don't know what goes on. News got a story with a new take on me. Carrying out the window with the screw face on me. But I know that God love me when my burn. 95 degrees and I can't get sunburn. Wonder when your government will make me legal. Burn the whole city if I can't be equal. Get off my please, Brad, I earned that. 400 years, how you still ain't learned? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Oh yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Shout out to the trying to gentrify the genre. Tell them free my middle finger to your honor. In the days coming down the seconds on the timer. Goofy still trying to purchase that designer. About to buy learn to grow my own food. Cause I don't like the look they give me in the Whole Foods. And when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. But it ain't on me now, I'm limping cause my heavy. But ain't sweet, think we thin. My whole attitude on MC Ren. It's my neighborhood now, Bob, I bought that. 400 years, how you still ain't caught that? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Oh yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out.